Hey everyone, yeah, welcome back. Good to see you again. You're looking well. Get a seat up front. We're going to get started. Because, yes, there is a show. It's all been happening, and now you want to know. But before we can start, we must begin with hello. My name is Sean, your host and fellow. Now, grab hold your beverage, your mind just as quick. We're building up for our best sip. So join me now for the greatest pleasure, where we unwind this world together. It's time now. It's time for the sip. Let's do it now. Let's do it quick. Go. Delicious. Well, in Granada, a 20-year-old man decided to rob a house by climbing down the chimney. Only the chimney was about 30 centimeters wide, and he did what any enterprising robber would do. He stripped off naked and to make his way down. Now, partially in, he realized that he was properly stuck, and he spent the next 2 nights wondering how things could have been different if he had only tried the front door. His calls were eventually heard by the neighbor, who called the police. They had to break a window to get into the apartment and then destroy part of the chimney to free him. He quickly admitted that he was trying to burgle the house, and after being checked over by paramedics, was arrested and taken to jail. It may not have been Santa Claus, but after 2 days, he would still have delivered a few presents. Over in the UK, high electricity bills are targeted in planned shake-up to energy pricing. On Tuesday, the government announced plans to weaken the link between electricity and volatile gas prices, aimed at protecting British consumers from international energy shocks. Gas sets wholesale electricity prices around 60% of the time, leaving British consumers vulnerable to global market spikes despite supplying a shrinking share of power. The Treasury will increase the electricity generator levy from 45% to 55% to raise funds, hoping the threat will incentivize older generators to adopt voluntary fixed-price contracts. So, yeah, the UK imports about 70% of its gas, and the hope here seems to be that by raising taxes, then electricity will become cheaper, and they'll be able to prevent market shocks as well. So the current reservoirs in the UK have only got about 10 to 15 years of capacity. There are other known gas reserves that have been discovered, but they haven't yet been commercialized, that are much larger than that and, would be good to go for 50, 60 years. But yeah, they choose not to exploit it and instead buy that gas from the market. So unless you change that dynamic, no amount of more taxation or trying to fix contract prices at the generator will really help you. Also, children aged 17 or younger will face a lifelong ban on buying cigarettes as the tobacco and vapes bill clears the parliament. When it gets to royal assent, ministers will also have new powers to regulate tobacco, vaping and nicotine products, including their flavours and packaging. It is part of a series of measures aimed at tackling the health effects of smoking, one of the UK's leading causes of preventable deaths, disability and ill health. I think it's probably true in most countries. Vaping will be banned in cars carrying children, in playgrounds and outside schools and at hospitals, expanding the smoke-free laws. Vaping would still be allowed outside hospitals, and outdoor hospitality venues like pub gardens and wide open spaces, such as beaches and private outdoor spaces, won't be included in the plans. And people will also be able to continue smoking and vaping in their own homes. I think the smoking ban has been generally positive. Even when I was in South Africa, the ban came in quite early there, back in 2002, I think it was, and it really immediately changed everything. It didn't really feel like you'd been smoking yourself if you just walked into a shop, basically, or into a bar or something like that, and your clothes still smelled okay. I think the ban has been pretty successful in sort of reducing smoking. I think that's also partly educational. I think in general people just became so aware of how bad it was, and that really put a big break on things. And making it so expensive was another good reason for people to stop. But yeah, I can understand expanding the public space ban so other people don't have to be bothered by it. It's my concern is that it's going to push it underground, like bans like these things always do, and it may actually make it cool again, which wouldn't be great. It is interesting that it is a lifetime ban for anyone born after 2009. So they'll literally not be able to ever buy any tobacco or any cigarette product ever, even when they're 25, 35. They'll just never be allowed to buy it. So while I think the public smoking ban has been positive, I'm not sure about restricting personal freedom like that. I mean, it should be personal choice. I think the ideal is if you can get something that it's available if people want it, but nobody wants it. That would be the ideal thing. Because once you ban something, people want it because it's banned, and you're cool for having it because it's banned. So, yeah, we'll see. Meanwhile, over in Mars, it's Mars. Curiosity rover detects origins of life molecules, and on Tuesday, NASA's Curiosity rover identified over 20 organic molecules in clay-rich Martian sandstones within the Gale crater, according to a study led by astrobiologist Amy Williams of the University of Florida, published in Nature Communications. Researchers performed a novel chemical experiment using tetramethylammonium hydroxide to break down the complex organic matter, a technique never before attempted on another planet. The rover only carries 2 cups of this chemical, requiring careful site selection. Among other detected components was a nitrogen-containing molecule resembling proto-DNA, alongside benzoaphene sulfurous chemical often delivered by meteorites. The finding confirms that complex macromolecular carbon remains preserved in Mars' subsurface despite harsh radiation. Although the findings indicate Mars was a habitable world, Williams cautioned we cannot yet say that Mars ever harbored life. Early in its history, the planet was warmer and wetter than today. So this is a pretty cool science story, hot off the heels of Artemis, and it seems to be quite a significant development. There have been quite a few experiments showing that other worlds could potentially have the right atmosphere or have the right chemical signatures, and a few of those have they've even identified some precursors possibly. But the unique thing with this experiment is just the diversity and the preservation of all these different molecules. They've just been able to prove and show that you can actually find and extract this information, extract this detail, even in harsh Martian surfaces. So it'll be interesting to see when we get some more information on that. And it's going to be interesting to see how long this rover actually goes, because it's been going for quite a while already. I hope there's going to be another one that'll drop on there, or drop onto Mars at some point. Let's actually check. I'm sure there is another one on the way. That's Curiosity. From that, I will say thank you very much. I haven't still running a bit late at the moment, so I haven't really got too much prepared. But I've thought I'd try and squeeze this one out, and then at least I've been able to fulfill my my obligation to share with you the knowledge of the world. So with that, I will say thank you very much, and stay well, and see you later.